All right, hello everybody. What is going on? Needs more drums back in a game that I haven't posted anything for in a while. It is Farming Simulator 22. At least, nothing serious related. I did just post a guide on how to get started with the game. So, if you end up enjoying the series and want to end up grabbing a copy of Farming Simulator 22, you can check out some of those videos to learn how to get up and running in the game, as it can be a little bit complicated. Everything's not super straightforward, so at least you can kind of get familiar with some of the mechanics. But we are here today in a brand new series on this beautiful map that is Court Farms. And just a disclaimer, I don't know why my frame rate is a little bit it's a little bit laggy for right now, not super ideal. But this map is a little bit more demanding, and this is, at the time that I'm recording this is my old PC. I do have all of the parts. Again, as of the time I'm recording this, I just ordered some parts for a new PC, and so I'm going to build my new gaming PC pretty soon, and it's going to be way more powerful than this one. So stay tuned for the series. Like, subscribe, and follow along in the future. The videos are definitely going to be better quality, and I just can't wait to see how much smoother everything's going to run with my new PC. But in the meantime, I couldn't wait to get this started. I spent some time setting this up, and I'm really, really excited to get started with this series. So let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so if you are familiar with this map, you'll recognize this as the home farm on the Court Farms map, but we have a different challenge today. No, the title does not lie. I have never raised cows in this game, so I'm gonna just buy 1,000 cows and try to see if I could actually do it. I think it's gonna be fun. I have no idea how much, food they're gonna eat or anything like that. I have no idea how even 200 cows or 100 cows, function in the game, let alone 1,000. So I think I might have bitten off a little bit more than I can chew, but this is gonna be so much fun. And just to give you a little bit of an overview here, let's go ahead and walk through some of our equipment that we have. And for that, I'm actually going to turn the HUD on real quick. So I did just jump in the game. I have the start and spring mod activated, so it is March, and I do usually run 3-day seasons. So it's gonna or three-day months, I guess. So 9-day seasons. So it always takes a month to change that. So when we get into April, it's gonna make that change. And yeah, let's go ahead and kind of walk over, check out some of this equipment that we have. So I opted for, we have everything that we need in terms of equipment, but I've opted for, not everything is super new, but again, we do have a couple of new pieces of equipment. For example, let's go ahead and actually start over here with these couple of tractors. And again, I do have a lot of mods, pretty much all of these are from the mod hub, except for maybe a couple of them that are, like this tractor, for example, might not be, but I can, leave a comment, and if you want to know what something is, and I'll point you in the right direction. But yeah, so we have this Ford 7810, small tractor, about I think it's like 130 horsepower. So definitely going to be great for a lot of the kind of odds and ends jobs around the farm. Same with this International 1246. This is an old one from, I believe this model is from the 80s, but I could be wrong. But anyway, I opted for this one, just something a little different. Sometimes I like the cabless tractors. It gives kind of an old school type of vibe to the farm. And this one is actually more powerful than the Ford. I think this one has like closer to 150-ish horsepower, I want to say, but still perfect for kind of doing some of those more, some of the smaller jobs around the farm that we're going to need. And then heading over here, we have the our biggest tractor, which is this New Holland. I've actually never really used New Holland tractors, and this one's got, I think, over 200 horsepower. I think like 230, somewhere in that range, maybe even more. Maybe I'm totally tripping, but either way, plenty for what we're gonna need. And with the reason that I got this is so that we can actually run a little bit of have some bigger equipment for since we have multiple fields, which I'll get to in a second. So this one, we have this is from the, I believe it's from the horse. Actually, it's not even horse, so never mind. No, it's not. But this is one of the a Kuhn disc harrow, and it's nice because it actually has a seeder on it here, so we can use it to plant grass after we cultivate a field. Or what I want to do in this is actually try to use some oilseed radish. I've never really used oilseed radish in Farming Simulator, so that'll be a good way to save us some money. And if you'll notice in the bank, we only have 40,000 bucks. So we don't have a lot to work with. We got to be very, mindful of what we consume in terms of seeds and fertilizer and things like that. But the cows are already ordered, so don't worry about that. They will be coming in December, so we got to get everything done by December to get prepped. And we have nothing prepped. We have no silage, we have no TMR, we have no hay, straw, nothing like that. We have to get everything ready to go. The only thing that's there, we have all the buildings, which I'll give you a tour in a minute after we're done with the equipment. But yeah, other than that, we have literally nothing ready for these cows. So we're going to have to get to work ASAP. And yeah, so with this, we have this disc harrow, and then over here we have our couple of, seeding mechanisms. So we have our seeder here. This is from the horse aggravation pack, I believe. So this one's going to be really cool. It's 6 meter work width, can fertilize and seed at the same time. And then same with this planter, I believe, is also from that same horse DLC. And those both will run in tandem with this seed hopper here that'll connect up to the front of our tractor sitting back there. So that'll be really, really good for increasing the capacity of our seeders. And then we have this Bradall, just a spreader, for our lime and when we need it. And if we opt to use solid fertilizer for, at least to get started, we have this nice, good size spreader for us. And then heading over here, just a couple trailers, nothing crazy. This one's pretty big, got quite a hefty extension on it, so that'll be good with the capacity. And this is something over here that I'm actually excited to use. This Class Jaguar forage harvester. I've actually never used a forage harvester in Farming Simulator. I've never done any foraging with corn or anything like that for TMR for silage. So we're actually going to try and do some maize silage in this game. And so we have this maize header over here, and then we have our pickup header for some grass. So we could, if we want to throw it in the silage bunker or not. But yeah, moving on. Got our just a telehandler. Gonna need one of these. I'm thinking this is gonna be our bale shed, so we'll use that accordingly. And then here's our little water trailer, a bale trailer. And then speaking of bale, so I'm not super set on whether or not I want to use. We have this pretty sizable bunker silo, and I'm not super set on whether or not I want to use the bunker silo for all the silage, or if I want to mainly bale it. But at the very least, we'll be able to put our maize silage in the bunker silo, and then anything with grass we could bale it and throw it in that shed, because I do have back here, we'll go see our grass tools. So we have this Massey Ferguson round baler with a bale wrapper on the back, and it also has the bale on end turner, so we can just flip those bales up right side up, and that way they won't roll around on the hills or anything. And then just our basic tedder, windrower, and this combination of pottinger mowers. So those will be pretty useful, and I think these require quite a bit of power, so we're gonna have to run these on the New Holland. We won't be able to use those on the Ford or the International, but I think everything else can be run on those tractors. So we have some options. And then finally, we got our mixer wagon here. This is, I think, the biggest one that we could get. I felt like we're definitely going to need a pretty sizable mixer wagon. So unless we want to make tons and tons of trips to and from the, the barns over here, the storage areas. So that'll pay off. But now let's go. I got one more thing that I want to show you. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right. And finally, sitting over here in this shed, we have our final piece of equipment, this old International harvester combine. So it's 1440, nothing crazy. I think this header is only 6 meters as well, so nothing substantial, but I think it's going to be pretty useful for us, especially given that we're going to be doing more grass work, and it would be nice, but we still need some straw and everything, so we are going to have to work with some cereal crops to get some of that. So we're definitely going to need this, and it was a pretty good price, so can't complain about that. But yeah, besides this, let's go ahead and talk through kind of what I have in terms of, living space for the cows. So we have the main cow barn that came with the map. This is, I think, all of these are, either 150 or 200 capacity. There is one that is 300 capacity that I'll show you, but I think this one is 150. So this is, one of the barns, and then we'll actually go ahead and jump into our Land Rover over here and go for a ride and kind of cruise around the farm, and I'll show you guys, all the different spots that we have. All right, so cruising on over here, we do own quite a bit of these fields. Everything to our left, I believe, is ours. So even this little small grass one here that we're driving right past, we do have this field. Gonna, as soon as I crash into the wall, that's a great start. Love that. All right, let's total the car and get some insurance money. But anyway, so we got that one. We don't own the windmill. This is a grain production facility. So if we want to, do something with that, we could always buy it. But it's pretty expensive, and I felt like we didn't need to, have that right away. However, this is a big plot of land. This land was for sale, and I felt like this would be a great spot to kind of set up a majority of the cow barns that we're going to need. So obviously, as you can see, there's really nothing much going on here except for these 3 cow barns. I believe these are all 200 capacity cow barns. And the reason that I didn't really do much over here is because I want to keep the grass as much as I can, and then we can mow it and use it for food for the cows. So I figured that would be a smart choice to not actually, build on all of this. And plus, I don't even know what else we really need other than maybe like another bunker silo or something. But if you need that, we'll cross that bridge if we get there. But let's go ahead and head over to the other barns just down the road over here. All right, and right next to those 3, we have another one. I believe this is also kind of the same one, just a big 200 capacity one. And as you can see, I'm kind of opting for more. This is purely for fun, right? This is not. This is probably one of the less serious series that you'll see me do, and I really don't care because I'm just excited to actually, explore kind of this aspect of the game of just having a stupid unrealistic amount of cows and just seeing what we could do. But actually, let me figure out how to go in here because this is not. We don't own this house, but I'm just gonna back up and cut this guy off here. Excuse me, sir. Go, and then I'm gonna go in actually through this way. As you can tell, I haven't done a ton of exploring, which will also be fun. We'll get to explore the map together. I really have not played on this map before, so I'm not really sure what it entails. I just know that it's really well done. It has a ton of attention to detail, and I know there's Farm Sim guy's got a series going on right now where he's exploring a lot of the parts of the map, and it just made me kind of inspired me to start my own little series on this map, and I don't want this to last super long. I'm thinking maybe like we're talking like less than 10 episodes. But yeah, so anyway, here's the last cow barn. This is a 300 capacity cow barn, so this one's gonna be huge, and yeah, everything's gonna be super fun. And then in addition to these barns, we also do own some fields. So just past this here, by that hedge back there, is what I think is our biggest field. And I'll actually just jump in the mini map here. We can show you guys this way. So yeah, so here's our big cow barn right here. We have this grass area here, all the grass around the windmill over here. This is another area of grass, not technically a field, but we'll be able to mow that and work with that. And then so we also own these 5 additional fields over here. I'm thinking that this one is currently sown with cotton. I'm going to sadly get rid of that because we have no purpose for cotton. It just, I bought it. That's just is what it is. And then these 2 here, 58 and 60, I think we're going to put one of 2 cereal crops in here. And then 109 and 59 we're going to keep as grass. And then we have this grass field here, which is the old sheep pasture that we're probably not going to use. And then there's also a little grass field over here. And just so you see, how much we own. We do have quite a bit of land. And with that being said, we are going to have a worker helping us out. His name is Jerry. So we're going to have Jerry helping us out here on the farm, doing some of the the jobs that we need done. Because there's no way that I'll be able to do all this by myself. So speaking of which, I want to show you guys one more thing. We do have a crop rotation mod in the game. I like to play with this. I think it's pretty realistic. And so this is what I was talking about with those fields. I actually discovered that planting wheat right into oats is going to be pretty beneficial to our crop rotation, which is surprising because they're both cereal crops, I think. So either way, we'll get straw from both of these, and then we'll use our corn for our maize silage. So every one of these crops will be productive in some way. We don't need to have a fallow year, so that means we we don't have to let the field rest for a year, so we'll be able to plant every year. And then I'm just going to kind of switch amongst those 3 fields, which one goes where. And I think to start, having 2 cereal crops here will be fine, and then having the maize silage field be the bigger one, that'll be good as well. If you guys think differently, let me know, in the comments, and I'd be happy to, take your suggestions into account and any ideas that you have. But I feel like between this silage and then the grass silage, we're going to have plenty of grass and silage for the TMR. And then with these 2, we should be able to get a hefty amount of straw, enough hopefully for the year. And then the last thing is I do want to, we need some hay. So I'm hoping that usually I can get 2 cuts, especially if we cut the grass now, plant it again. I'm thinking about plowing this up, or maybe not this year, maybe I'll do it in the next year, but I'm thinking about planting the grass and then plowing or cutting the grass, getting our first batch of silage made, and then we can go back through, plow these up, and then replant them with the seeded grass, which I understand should give us a better yield than just the grass that's already on the map. So before and definitely before we plow these up and plant in them, we're gonna mow the grass here as well. And then I also believe that plowing a grass field to make a new field actually gives you a coat of fertilizer. So we'll already have 1 coat down before we even plant the seeds for the cereal crops. And this guy, I don't know what, if we cultivate this, I don't know what it's going to happen since I believe this is already sprouting, this cotton. But yeah, I'm sorry, I just have no use for that. I hate destroying crops, but has to be done because we have so much work to do. And I don't know, I could fail. This could be terrible. All the cows might die. I hope not, but we're just going to see, man. We're just going to see what happens. This is a game. It's fun. I'm excited. So I've been talking long enough. We need to plant our oats and our wheat. I don't even know if we're going to be able to plant our wheat right now. I mean, we might have to wait. That's going to be a problem. Oh man. If we don't get everything done today, we're going to have to wait until September to plant our wheat, and then we'll be able to harvest it next year in the summer, which might not be the worst idea, but I just don't know if we're going to have enough straw. We might have to buy some straw throughout the year, but in that case, let me think about this here. Yeah, you know what? We got enough time today. We're going to go ahead right now, get started on cutting these couple grass fields. I think I'll put the wheat in field 60. So I'm going to go to field 60, cut this grass. We'll get it up, get it off the field, get it baled, and then get those seeds in the ground today. And then we have some more time, as you can see, we have some more time to get the oats planted, so we can get the oats in the ground tomorrow, which is not an issue. And then, or the start of April, we'll have all of April to plant the oats. And then corn, we have to wait till April anyway, so no rush there. But I do want to get those seeds in the ground today because it would be nice to be able to harvest these in the summer, just so we have enough straw. It might not even be enough, but we're gonna see. So let's go ahead and jump into one of our tractors here. We'll head back to the farm and start getting to work. All right, and while we're heading back to the farm here, I just want to make something clear. So just came to my mind. Since we do have Jerry helping us out, we're gonna pay him $5,000 a month. If we actually, in the months that we actually use him. So there's going to be some months where we're probably not going to need his help, mainly in the winter months. I don't think that we're going to really need him. We can probably feed the cows and everything ourselves, but definitely, and this month I don't think we're going to use him for the rest of March, but come April and May and June, when we're doing a lot of grass work and we're trying to get everything prepped, we're definitely going to need his assistance. So I think $5,000 a month, should be a pretty fair wage for him, I would guess. If you really equate that, it's like $60,000 a year just to kind of help on the farm, and it's not quite a full-time job, since it's going to be more seasonal. But again, if you guys think differently, let me know. If you think that I'm not paying him enough, let me know. I just I don't have a farm. I don't work on a farm. I live near some farms, but I've never worked on one, so I don't really know how much they'll charge. But yeah, so typically I run the game at 5 times speed because I feel like that's with the 3-day months, it's pretty it's pretty reasonable. But I think for this month, I'm gonna bump it up to. We'll just kind of double time it instead of the 5 times, since so we have a little bit more time in March to actually do things since we only have a 1 day available to us. But yeah, so like I said, let's go ahead and jump in the New Holland here, and we're gonna go and hook up to these new mowers and get started on field 60, getting that all cut. And just another couple disclaimers. I do have fuel consumption on high because I always feel like it's way too low if we just have it set regularly. So it'll be fun to I always feel like I never spend enough money on fuel, or I never have to refuel as often as I should. So I feel like it's a little more realistic to have it on a higher setting. But yeah, let's go ahead and finish hooking up and then head over to the field. Part of the reason too that I've chosen to plant the cereal crops in fields 58 and 60 is because, as you'll see, there's a straight path down from the farm to these fields, and then we don't have to worry about driving through crops in fields 59 and 109. We could just drive through grass, so we won't actually do any crop damage. But yeah, let's go ahead and unfold our mowers here, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right, just finishing up here with this field. So then we're gonna go head back and grab our windrower. In this first pass, I don't think we're gonna make hay just yet. Probably gonna wait for the what do you call it for that? Wait, more for the summer if we get a second cut in, which we should be able to. Maybe we can even get 3. That's what I'm really hoping, is we can get 3 cuts, and then at the very least, if we don't have enough straw, at least we'd be able to have maybe some hay and some grass to keep the cows fed in the meantime. But anyway, let's go ahead and fold this up, head back to the farm, grab our windrower, and then we'll head back down here and get that all ready to go. Yeah, my frame rate just tanks whenever I get close to the yard. I think there's just a lot of detail going on here, a lot of textures being loaded in. So yeah, it'll be so nice when I get my new PC up and running. This hopefully should not be an issue. But yeah, I'm actually going to leave the mower attached to the New Holland because we're going to have to come back and mow the rest of those fields pretty shortly. So for now, I'm actually going to go and grab the Ford to windrow this. And just to check real quick, yeah, as we can see, we have 136 horsepower and then 150 on the case. So that's going to be really useful. So let's go ahead and use this one for now. And I believe that our windrower only needs 80. And then our baler does need 140, so I'll probably hook that up to the international, once we need that in a minute. But for now, let's jump in here, go head over and hook up that windrower and get started. Yeah, and I'm actually loving the size of this windrower here. It is perfect for these fields, not too big. We should be able to get done with this pretty quickly. So I'm going to go ahead and do a couple headland passes, and then just wrap this up pretty quick, since we want to get our seeds in the ground. Time is of the essence. Alright, windrowing is done. Now time to go back and get the baler. It is only 10:30, but the day is quickly passing us by here. So we got a lot of work to do, and I just remembered, I just thought that maybe it would be a good idea for us to try to get, in the interest of saving some money, which I actually just realized, oh man, I realized we're going to be crunched for time today. I need to get some seeds. I don't have any seeds. Need to go to the store and do that. And I need to, I would like to get the second field plowed and ready to go as well, so that we can get some oilseed radish in the ground before the, before we can plant our oats. But, oh, actually, you know what? I just realized we don't actually, that would make a difference because we're going to have grass in that field anyway and we're going to plow it, so we'll get a fertilizer state anyway. So, yeah, all right. That's one less worry, you know, that I need to, one less thing that I need to worry about. So, back at the yard, let's go ahead and hook up to the baler. And for that, I'm going to use the International. I'm actually going to keep the Ford connected to the windrower for now, but I'll probably come back and swap that out later. But just in the interest of time, get this done. We are really cutting it close. We may have to work into the night to get all of this ready to go. But yeah, I need to get seeds planted, or else I'm just not going to have enough straw. There's no way. And I mean, I could just plant all oats, but then it would kind of mess up my crop rotation, and I don't want to do that either. So let's go ahead and back this up. I'm kind of intrigued of why this. I know this is a mod, but I'm surprised this has just a CVT transmission setup as opposed to a manual one. I always like to drive the manual transmissions. I do have a stick shifter and a steering wheel, so I always like to mess with all that. But yeah, all good. Let's get down to the field, get the baling started. Got to get these bales off quickly as possible. I may just even drop them by the just kind of throw them outside the fence for now, and then just load them onto the trailer. I don't know. I'll probably have time to load them onto the trailer and then get this plowed. This isn't a huge field, so getting it plowed is going to take some time, but getting it seeded should be all right. I just got to go to the store and actually buy the seeds. So we'll see what happens here. But yep, back to work. All right, just finished up here. Only took about an hour in game time, so not terrible at all. And oh, that's gonna be really annoying. I don't think we have enough to get a whole nother bale. There's some kind of bits laying around, but I'm trying to collect as many as I can. But in the interest of time, I'll probably leave those ones over there. Probably don't have enough to get another bale out of this right now, but that's okay. We're gonna go back to the yard, and then probably just gonna, oh, let's turn this off here real quick. There we go. Fold it up. Gonna go back to the yard, grab the telehandler, and probably hook this up to the trailer, and then we'll head back down here and load all the bales up, get them back up here. I'm not gonna unload them just yet. I want to get the plowing done before we do that. But, and you know, I actually just realized something else. I do have, the seeder that I have is a direct drill, but I think since this is not technically a, or it might be a field, I'm not entirely sure if I can use that right now. I think I actually have to go ahead and plow it first, and plus the fields need plowing anyway. I do always like to have that setting on. So I think if I looked at the mini map right now, I would guess that all of our grass fields actually need, all of our fields need plowing anyway, so it wouldn't really be doing us any favors not to plow it. So I'm just gonna plow it anyway, and then that way we kind of have a nice fresh start for the year. But yeah, before we do that, let's get these bales loaded up and back to the yard. All right, as we're heading over here, since we are dealing with wrapped bales, I do have a wrapped bale handler, bale grabber handler thing on the telehandler, as opposed to any kind of bale spikes. Don't want to, you know, poke any holes in the plastic if we can't prevent it. So this is actually a part of a mod pack. I think it's like I think it's a Rogers brand or something. But anyway, apparently they were like an old bale manufacturer. Then they have since gone out of business. But at the very least, we now have these this equipment available to us, so we're gonna use it. go ahead and get these loaded up as quickly as possible. This process always takes a little bit, especially when we got to do it by hand without the help of any kind of auto load or something like that. So we're gonna see how this goes. Hopefully we can get this done in a reasonable amount of time, but I think we should be okay. Plenty of time to go get seeds and get this field plowed by the end of the day, I think. All right, note to self. Next field, I'm using the smaller bales. I forgot why I, oh, there goes another one. Okay, that's nice. Don't know how that happened, but all right. Yeah, I remember now why I don't use the big ones, and that is because they are not as easy to fit on trailers and move them around. As you can see, I forgot to change the size originally, and there's one small one up at the top left there, and that would make this a heck of a lot easier to move around and load and unload. So, oh man, that was fun. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go and waste more time doing this. I gotta admit though, I do like loading the bales manually. It gives you a little bit of a sense of achievement when you get them all loaded up properly, which I have not. But yeah, next field I'm definitely going to use the smaller ones, and I think for now maybe I'll just throw instead of double stacking them, I might just single stack them on the trailer, since it was a little bit easier to do for now. But I'm going to need some room in the yard here, so I don't know where to put this actually. Yeah, probably just right here should be fine, and then I'll move the New Holland and should have enough space to get this. I want to put these in that shed right there behind us, so let's get this out of the way, go back at the telehandler, and get this all unloaded. Alright, that's the last bale loaded up. That's a pretty nice amount of bales for that one field. I'm actually quite happy with that, and you know, since I know that's how much we're going to get off of one, I have like 4 more to do, plus a couple more than that. So I mean, yeah, I think we're gonna have enough. Well, I mean, I have no idea if we'll have enough hay and silage, but you know, judging by this, just one field, and we'll, you know, if we get 2 or potentially even 3 cuts, I don't know, we might be in good shape. Plus, we'll have the maize silage as well, so that'll help with the silage aspect of it. And then what I'm really worried about is the straw. I kind of don't think we're gonna have enough straw, but if something happens and we can't make TMR, at least we can, you know, maybe just have enough hay or whatever to feed the cows that way. But anyway, we got that done. That field's clear, so now we can go ahead and hook up to our plow and get that started. And actually, for the plowing, I'm actually gonna get rid of this trailer on this, and of course I just parked the telehandler literally right where I want to move the trailer to. Jeez, I can't catch a break today. Yeah, if you notice, those bales were loading them is fun and satisfying, but until you kind of get the hang of the equipment that you're using, it really could just be a pain. And so it was I was struggling a little bit there in the beginning, as you may have seen, but finally got the hang of it, and I'm definitely gonna opt for the smaller ones probably going forward. You know, might mean a little more trips, but I bet we could double stack them and move them around a little bit easier than the way that I just was doing it. And just so you guys know, the reason that I'm not stacking them any higher than 3 high in this shed is because that wood at the top actually does not have any collision. So basically, you know, I stacked one up there and then it rolled off, and just like I didn't stack it right, and then it rolled off the back and just literally fell right through the wall. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at for now. So let's go ahead and hook up to the plow where I forgot. I totally forgot where I put it. Let me find that real quick. Well, I think I found where my subsoiler is, and it's not where I expected it to be. I think it's actually like right here. What the heck? I swear I cannot catch a break today. This is actually ridiculous. That's got to be it. Yep, that's it. Don't really know how it got under there, but okay. Give me a second. Aha. There we go. Yeah, I literally just have no words. I can't catch a break today, man. If this is how the series is gonna go, then I am little worried, a little skeptical if we're gonna keep getting some some weird issues going on here, but you know what? Hey, it is what it is, and yeah, still just gonna have fun. That's the name of the game here. So yeah, this subsoiler only requires 130 horsepower, I believe, and this tractor's got 150, so we should have plenty to work with. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna get this done, and then we need to go grab our seeds from the store, and we'll get the grass in the ground, or the wheat in the ground rather quickly, and we should have enough time before the end of the day. I don't imagine that plowing this field is going to take super long, especially given that this subsoiler is pretty pretty big. It's got a nice work width to it. So let's see if this is already a field or not. I actually don't know. Ah, it looks like it is. Cool. Okay, we'll just go head around here, get this all plowed, and yeah, I'll chat with you all in a minute. All right, everybody, as you can see, we are pretty much done plowing this field. I just got to get this little corner, and then there's one patch up there that I still got to get, but that's it. And you know what? I think I am gonna call it here for the episode for today. I know we still got to get our seeds in the ground, but we will do that next time. Just because, you know, we've been we've gotten quite a bit done, and with the whole, you know, tour and what the heck we're actually doing here discussion, you know, takes up a little bit of time as well. So stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to get right back to work, pick up where we left off, get these seeds in the ground, and keep moving forward with prepping for the cows that will be here in the winter. So yeah, again, reminder to subscribe if you want to see whether or not I epically fail at this, which I probably will, or if, you know, by some random chance I actually get enough done to prepare for 1,000 cows in the winter. We'll see. So yeah, stay tuned, subscribe, like, and also if you have any ideas of what I could do with the equipment that I have, you know, to make anything better, you know, any kind of potential suggestions are always welcome. So please leave a comment down below, and you know, if you like the video as well, leave a comment saying that you liked it. I always read all your comments, and, you know, always appreciate the support. So thanks again for tuning in. I'm excited for the series. I hope you are too. And in the meantime, hope you all have a great week. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. See you soon.